Welcome to The Jump, presented by Best Buy.
We are coming to you live from Advent Health Arena on the campus of ESPN's Wide World of Sports complex, located at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. That's us on the court in the right side and that bright lights in the corner. We are here on the site of tonight's Eastern Conference Finals, Game 2 between the Heat and Celtics. Welcome to The Jump. I'm Rachel Nichols, joined by Mr. Richard Jefferson here inside of the bubble throughout the NBA playoffs, and the future Hall of Famer, 50% man, 50% amazing, Vince Carter, joining us from Atlanta.
What's going on, guys?
Thanks so much for being here. Vince, coming up, you guys are going to see my conversation with the hero of Game 1 of the East Finals, Mr. Bam Adebayo. We discuss his game-saving block, plus what he's learned from playing alongside Jimmy Butler this season. He's learned how to make coffee. We'll discuss more of that later. First, though, let's look ahead to tonight's Game 2 between Boston and Miami. If it is anything like Game 1 turned out, we are in store for such an incredible series. Jason Tatum had opportunities to change the Celtics' fate in Game 1, both at the end of regulation and in overtime. And yesterday, Coach Brad Stevens was asked why Tatum's isolation plays weren't that effective. He had a really interesting answer. Take a listen.
It wasn't just Tatum. I mean, there were several times we isolated at the slot, and they did a great job of, the next guys, both the corner defender and the wing defender, were both long in help and active in help. They've been great at that. You're not going to attack them one-on-one, let alone one-on-three. And so we just all have to do a better job of moving the ball and getting to where we want to go. And we talked a lot about that today, and there's no question that, the last two games specifically, our offense has been way too stagnant to the game.
So, Vince, listening to Brad there, you wouldn't know that they were up double digits in the fourth quarter at one point. But he's right. Yeah. They did lose that lead, especially on those isolation plays. What do you think the biggest adjustment that the Celtics need to make tonight to even up the series?
Well, he said it right there. Share the ball, turnovers, and, you can't get comfortable. I think once they got the lead, they wanted to go into ISO ball. And, if I'm on that team late in the game and I'm Jason Tatum, I'm telling them attack. Put the onus on the referee. You see the shot that he chose to take. I'm telling you, hey, attack, man. Make these guys foul you, man. Get to the basket. He's had success all playoffs of getting fouled. And another thing, you got to stop that guy, Jimmy Butler, in the fourth quarter in overtime. He had 8 points in the fourth quarter in overtime, and he gets it going. So I think defensively, you got to kind of make somebody else beat you, because he's been known in the bubble right now for getting going in the fourth and in overtime, or late in the game, let's say.
Yeah, and it's funny, when you go back to before the series and you listen to Brad Stevens talk about, hey, the Miami Heat moved the ball like the Golden State Warriors. Not the same type of shooters, but the way they move the ball. And he's kind of saying that to his team because he understands we have to move the ball. He's making these references. The difference is that Boston has a few more guys that are able to play ISO ball, because you have Kemba Walker, you have Jason Tatum. Miami doesn't really have that. Jimmy Butler is their real main only ISO guy. And so when he's talking about we got to work our defense, there's moments in the game where you can play ISO and use your skill set, but there's also stretches where you got to move the ball, quote unquote, like the Miami Heat do, or like the Golden State Warriors used to do. So that was not only a message about the Miami Heat, but that was also a message to his team, and that's what they have to do. They got to get a ton of ball movement at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
And RJ, let's add this real quick, guys. I just want to add this. I think Kemba Walker is going to be an important piece to this game because if he's scoring and he's getting in the paint, he creates easier shots. And when he gets the ISO, you see the step back he tried to take over at Bam Adebayo. If he's beating him, you open things up for your team.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And we're going to talk a lot more about this game throughout the show. So excited for this Eastern Conference Finals series. I just think it's been incredible and long and a dogfight. But right now, we have a very, very special treat for you guys. Moments ago, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert surprised the winner of the 2020 WNBA MVP with the trophy. She had no idea it was coming. We have exclusive footage right here on The Jump. I'm so thrilled to be able to bring you this. Check it out.
Truly an unprecedented year, competitive play at the highest level. You guys led that. But one player rose above the rest, averaging 20.5 points a game, 8.5 rebounds, led the WNBA in blocks and second in scoring, and helped lead you all to the #1 seed. I am proud to present the 2020 WNBA MVP award to A'ja Wilson. Congratulations. Congratulations. Watch out, it's heavy. Congratulations.
You can't tweet anything, but you got MVP.
MVP, let's hear a chant. MVP. MVP. MVP.
And now we welcome in the MVP herself, Miss A'ja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces. Congratulations, not only on this incredible award and moment in your career, but also that was an incredible scene, the surprise with the commissioner. What was that like?
Oh man, yeah, I feel like my whole life is a lie at this point. Honestly, we were coming in thinking that I had a referees meeting, and I thought we were just going to have a talk with the refs because we're going into the semifinals, of course, and then that's when we see, Kathy walk up and she's, giving the speech, and then I'm like, all of a sudden I just started crying, and I literally haven't heard any of the speech, so hopefully I can hear it in the video. I just became overwhelmed with so much emotion. Like Holly was saying, my mascara's running. Like I look a mess right now, but I am truly grateful.
Does not matter what your mascara is doing when you're the MVP. You can look however you want. Although I do understand that from now on, anytime your teammates or coaches tell you, hey, we're going to go grab dinner, hey, we're going to go to a team meeting, you never know what they're actually going to be doing with you. So that's going to be a challenge for you the rest of the way.
Can't trust it.
What is it
for
like
sure.
down
Can't
there?
trust it right now.
Right? Yeah, for sure. What is it like when your teammates are not misleading you to give you a giant trophy? What is it like down there in the bubble in Bradenton, Florida, the Wubble?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal. I know I'm safer here in the bubble than I would be, on the Vegas Strip or in Vegas. But, I do miss my family a lot. I miss my puppy. But, we're here for something that's bigger than us. And that's what keeps me going. And that's what's truly special about having us all underneath one roof. We can really put a lot of minds together to create change in this world and plant seeds. So it's been tough. I can't lie to you. Every day is just, it seems like Groundhog's Day. But, we're here.
Absolutely. And of course, the change you're talking about is the most important work. It just is. You are also trying to win a title, and now you got those MVP expectations on you. What do you think of your team's chances there?
I mean, I go to war for my teammates, and I know they'll do the same for me. So I think our chances are really high. It's funny to think that we weren't even in the conversation leading into the bubble, and here we are. So we're just going to take it all in stride. We're not going to change up a lot of different things. Just going to be in our system and throw the ball up and see what happens.
Excellent. Well, anytime you guys take the court, they're going to announce, and the MVP, A'ja Wilson. Congratulations. Always so good to have you back on the show. If you guys go ahead and win that ring, I expect to see you back right here. Ooh, you got the trophy. Congratulations.
Got you. Thank you so much, Rachel.
So much fun. Now, in addition to the MVP, we are also thrilled to announce right here on The Jump, Crystal Dangerfield from the Minnesota Lynx, the 2020 WNBA Rookie of the Year. She's the 16th overall pick, so she is now the first player not selected in the first round of the WNBA draft to win the award. And this has been given out since '98, so that's pretty cool. And her coach, Cheryl Reeve, is the 2020 Coach of the Year. And she is now the third coach in league history to win the award 3 times. So congratulations to both of them as well. So cool to be able to do that. And just, I've got to love A'ja Wilson. She's amazing. We've got so much more coming up on The Jump. I got Richard Jefferson and Vince Carter with me. And guys, we're going to be talking about the top 5 LeBron James dimes to his first-team All-NBA counterpart Anthony Davis with the Lake Show. Now that the Clippers and Bucks are out of the playoffs, are the Lakers in the driver's seat for the title? We got some visual. Unveil the All-NBA team selections. LeBron and Anthony Davis are the first teammates to earn first-team honors since Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire in 2007, 13 years ago. Prior to that, Kobe and Shaq did it for 3 consecutive years, from 2002 to 2004. So with that in mind, oh yes, play the music. We want to hear it. Let's run it back. Oh yeah, LeBron's top 5 dimes to Anthony Davis.
Now it's been back and forth with 7 lead changes. Look at AD Sky to get that pass.
Wow. Well, I tell you, he's long to begin with, but it just looks like he can go up an extra length. Look how long he is. Look at LeBron looking at him and saying, I see you.
That's going to miss, but Mickey's going to give them an extra 14. The lob to AD.
Well, I tell you, AD is showing off a bit. That was a two-hand flush behind the head.
Behind the head. Davis 6 for 7. It's a 3 by Antetokounmpo, and it's picked up by LeBron. Down court, Anthony Davis. Sledgehammer at the other end, out racing Antetokounmpo. 7-point game, 2 minutes to play. Triple-double for LeBron, number 6 this season.
They've turned it over quite a bit here in the second. Alley-oop, and Davis throws it down. Ball and hit him into the face after it went through.
Pick and roll, diving to the hoop. Looks like it's out of reach, but look at the length of Anthony Davis, the ability to catch and finish over the contested hand of Ben Simmons.
Hope. James with a great tap to AD. The Lakers punishing the Heat on the glass.
The inability to finish the possession, the lack of size against this extraordinary length is killing them.
Ooh, those guys look dangerous. I want to preview the Western Conference Finals.
Hey, I tell you what, that second one looked like you, RJ.
No, well, the little reverse joint. Yeah.
That was your go-to.
We all have scrapbooks.
I'm so excited for the next few weeks. We're just going to start running those Nets highlights back and back and back into Tubi. It's going to be so much fun. All right, I do want to preview the Western Conference Finals tip-off on Friday on TNT. The Lakers handled the Rockets in 5 games. And they're going to have 6 days of rest, guys, between the end of their last series and the start of the next. Now, when the playoffs started, most had the Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks in sort of this top tier above the rest of the league. But 2 of those teams have gotten bounced in the second round. So does that mean the Lakers are in the driver's seat to win the title now, Vince?
Yes, I mean, they are in the driver's seat. I mean, it's obvious. We felt that if it wasn't the Clippers, it would be the Lakers. But at the same time, this is not going to be a cakewalk. This is not going to be a cakewalk in this series. And if they get past this series, Miami or Boston is going to give them a challenge as well. Not saying they won't win it, but this is not a cakewalk. And, you know, I like what the Lakers have done. They took care of business and made sure it's like, hey, if you guys want us to play the Clippers, we're going to do what we need to do, and we're waiting. But it didn't happen. But now they're playing against a Denver Nuggets team that is very confident and believes in themselves. And look out. I think, hey, let me say this also. 6 games, minimum. This is going to go 6 games minimum.
So I have the Nuggets in 7, and I haven't changed that. And this is why. You look at this Laker defense that has been so dominant. And the thing about the Laker defense is in the first round, right? If you can double team Dame and you're passing it off to Nurkic, and then there's a variety of shooters, but that's your goal. Second round, you're guarding James Harden. You double team him. You force Russell Westbrook and other players to beat you. The problem is if you double team Jamal Murray that just had a 40 ball and has had 50-50-40 in this postseason, you're throwing it to Nurkic. And now he's throwing no-look backdoor passes. He's throwing shots out to open three-pointers. He has his own floater. He can post up a small. So that's why the Denver Nuggets have been so good, is because you can't double team Jamal Murray, and then if you do, you're passing it to the best big man in basketball that can dominate you from a variety of ways. So I still think the Denver Nuggets are a problem that the Lakers have not seen, and I think that's why they have a chance to win this thing in 7.
Well, look, if you look at the Nikola Jokic issue, I want you guys to take a listen to Frank Vogel here. He broke down what he's seen this postseason from Jokic. Take a listen real quick.
Yeah, Joker is one of the most unique players in the world, and one of the most unique players ever to play the center position in this league. You know, what he's able to do, he basically can hurt you in all ways. He can hurt you at the three-point line, in the pocket, playing the 4-on-3 game in the post, and obviously with his passing, which you know, they understand his abilities up there, passing the basketball and do a great job speed cutting through the lane.
So that is the matchup so many people are going to be watching, the Joker against the Lakers front line. How do you see that shaking out, Richard?
Well, I think Joker's going to get, everything that he wants because of the way that Jamal Murray is playing right now, and he's drawing so much attention. It's raised the level of Jokic. And look, so many times we're like, well, how are they going to guard LeBron? How are they going to guard AD? Well, the bigger question in this series to me is not LeBron or AD or even Jamal Murray. It's really about Jokic, because Jokic can do all the things offensively that we have not seen from a center before. So that's going to be the question, is how, in this series, how Jokic is guarded and how dominant he can be with the Laker defense.
And I want to add to that, with that, you can put Jokic, like you said, anywhere on the floor. I think the keys to this game, one of the keys is Jokic. Does he dominate that matchup, or does AD? And like you said, when you double team Jokic, he has a lot of shooters, and he has that guy Jamal Murray. The question for me with the Lakers are the shooting, the three-point shooting. If you go double team LeBron, if you go double team AD, now the thing is, they were 11th in the playoffs right now in shooting, in three-point shooting. That's a question. You got to hit shots. And if I'm Denver, I'm going to make, if we're going to lose a series, we're going to lose it because someone else that wasn't named LeBron James or Anthony Davis beat us.
Yeah, and you can't do that with Jokic. You can't make someone other than Jokic beat you, because that's how he beats you, by creating open shots for other players.
But let me ask you, Vince, about what you're saying about LeBron and AD. Normally, you can say on some of LeBron's past teams, especially once Kyrie left Cleveland, no offense, Richard Jefferson, if we don't let LeBron beat us, who else is going to beat us on that team? On this team, can you really isolate and say we're not going to let LeBron or AD beat you? Is the Denver defense stout enough to take care of both of those guys?
It's tough. Like I said, if AD's playing like he's playing, it's going to be tough. But at some point, there's going to be focus on two guys. Yeah, and every time one guy gets the ball, whether it's in the post or on the wing, you're going to shade to him, and you're saying, okay, we're shading because such and such is going to beat us, whoever that may be. Whoever you're deeming the guy that's going to beat you, that's who's going to beat you. So it's everything's up for of question right now. But Jokic, he's the man.
Yeah, he is the man. There's not much to say. But look, Anthony Davis, the one good thing is because of Anthony Davis, because of JaVale McGee, because of Dwight Howard in the post, and that's why I don't think we're going to see him in the post very, very much. Because in the post, these guys can just guard him one-on-one. Yeah. They can guard him, and you have guys that can move around with them. They're not like big stiffs. They're not like Nurkic or somebody like that, or Steven Adams that would be having to chase him around. So you can keep these huge, versatile bigs that the Lakers have. So they're going to keep him on the perimeter. He's going to be on the perimeter. He's going to be at the elbows, because now he can pick you apart and play one-on-one. That's why he's such a matchup problem.
RJ, he's no little man down there. He's no little man down there. And if he gets to working down there,
you got to live with him on the block.
No, agree. Yeah, exactly. But if he's getting comfortable and he's scoring on your bigs, he gets Dwight in foul trouble. What happens then?
You're living with that. This is why you're living with that. AD, you wanted to be Defensive Player of the Year. You were upset about that. Go show it. Dwight Howard, you're a multi-time Defensive Player of the Year, albeit you're not in your prime. You got to go deal with that. We're not going to double team. You're going to take those lumps, or you're going to prove that you're a great defensive team.
It's going to be so good.
You want to put AD in foul trouble?
Well, I'm just hopefully that AD gets him in foul trouble.
Down in the series, later on in the series, but not in the beginning. You don't want him in foul trouble.
No. You don't want AD in foul trouble. I agree.
I do agree with both of you. It's going to be a long and good series. So is the East. Coming up, you guys are going to see my interview with Miami Heat forward Bam Adebayo, who made the game-saving block to win Game 1. After the break, Eastern Conference Finals between the Heat and Celtics. That is tonight at 7 Eastern. NBA Countdown is going to get our coverage started at 6 on ESPN, Deportes, and the app. All right, in Game 1, the play of the game came from Bam Adebayo, who blocked Jason Tatum's go-ahead dunk attempt. That was in overtime with just 3.7 seconds left. ESPN's make probability, meaning the expected field goal percentage for Tatum's dunk.
Who does this?
It was 75%. So that tells you how tough a block it was. But while we're talking about Bam's block,
what are we talking about?
Where do they get these numbers from, first of all?
Vince, that's what I'm saying. What was the percentage on some of your dunks? Like, Vince, I can't believe you dunked that. You only had a 0.3% chance by the ESPN statistic family group organization, right? Like, what is What is this now?
Yeah.
Shout out to the analytics department.
There you go. They're trying to say how good a block it was.
Just say it was a really good block. I don't need statistics to tell me that was a damn good block at the end of the game.
All right, so Richard,
it passes the eye test.
The eye test.
Oh, the eye test, yes. My favorite block.
What was your favorite block of your career? And you can
because Kendrick Perkins, this is the block right here. Look,
here
they
we
were
go.
the tie. Look at that left hand. Look at that standard definition too. That's not even in HD, ladies and gentlemen. That's how long ago. I had to duck. Took out Big Boy Billups right there. Woo! Look at that. Watch me hype.
Hey,
we hyped in Detroit.
You came
Vince, you have to understand.
Out of nowhere too, big boy.
Yeah, man. I was tracking him down. They weren't paying attention to me.
You have to understand, Vince, that Richard feels some kind of way because yesterday on the show, Kendrick Perkins said, I'm a shot blocker. Richard, you wouldn't know because you didn't block shots. And
not true. I played center, Moon Valley High School in Phoenix. Yeah.
High school clips.
I mean, I've witnessed you block some shots, so I can support you on that one.
Thank you, man. We got a good man on the show now. Finally, somebody I can relate to, VC.
Finally.
Man.
Vince, what was your favorite career block?
Well, I've had a few that I've enjoyed, but as I've gotten older, one of my favorites was my good guy, Dirk Nowitzki, thinking that because we've been in the league that long that he could dunk on me.
Together, yeah.
And I saw him trying to dunk on me. Stop it. He did what? Man, please.
Oh, get that.
Well, first of all,
what was the probability block on that?
Hey, it was 100%. 100% I'm blocking that. Because he got a jump shot block first. He got it back, and then he took the steps I was like, he's going to try to block it. But the wonderful thing about this is going into the timeout, he looks at me, he's like, yo, you fouled me.
Wasn't a foul. Dirk's one of the funniest dudes of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Amazing. All right, guys. Well, speaking of blocks, I mentioned that Bam Adebayo block, and I sat down with him to discuss the reaction to that game-saving block, how Jimmy Butler is a teammate and a coffee salesman, and just the rest of the Eastern Conference Finals. Take a look.
Tatum out front. Clock at 7. Working against Butler. Got downhill. Couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here.
That's why he's the heart and soul of our team, right there on the defensive end. He does everything for us. We love him for that. We appreciate him. I know that I damn sure do.
Let us talk about the block. I mean, even you have to acknowledge, I know you're pretty humble, but if you were going to rate that 1 to 10?
Definitely 10.
And the strength of it, too, that was with your offhand. And Jason Tatum's not a small guy, and he was fully cocked with his hand and basically in the cylinder. What did that take for you to do that?
Well, 2 of my fingers actually went numb.
You serious?
Yeah, because, I mean, when it was just like a big clap, and 2 of my fingers went numb.
The block got a lot of attention around the world. Magic Johnson tweeted that it was the best defensive play he has ever seen in the playoffs, and he's seen a few things. The man played with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What did that mean to you when you heard that?
It meant a lot, coming from Magic, obviously, and just acknowledging my play.
Do you have a friend or your mom or someone that you were like, Magic, is there someone else on the team? You said,
I did it to Jimmy, and Goran was still in the room. And I was like, yo, did y'all hear the Magic comment? And then Jimmy kind of blew it off, but whatever.
Please. Your coach, Eric Spoelstra, made the point that some guys would not have even gone up for that they would have been afraid they would get embarrassed, be on a poster, not made the play. What's your mindset in moments like that fear doesn't enter your mind?
During that moment, it's the playoffs. We were already in overtime, and you can clearly tell nobody wanted to go into the second overtime. So at that point, you just full out effort. Give us your body. That's kind of been our saying in the bubble world. Like, just sacrifice your body for your teammates. And we all done it, and it was my turn.
Well, Jimmy Butler says you are the heart and soul of the team. For a third-year player that, by the way, has Jimmy Butler on it, that is quite a statement. What do you think when you hear that?
Great credit. You know, he sees how hard I work, my work ethic, and, you know, I want this team to be better. I hold myself to a high standard.
Well, you mentioned your work ethic. I know where your work ethic comes from. You have a mom who made sure you had everything. She was raising you by herself in a trailer, And you took a picture of that trailer and you had it as the background on your phone for a while. I know you had a picture taped in your locker. You write the address sometimes on your shoes. What are you trying to remind yourself with that?
Just where I come from. You know, I came from nothing to get here, literally. So, and it always takes me back when I write it on my shoe or when I have a shoe and I think about it. It just takes me back to those memories of how I was living before I became the 14th pick in the draft, and just really just thinking about it and all the hard work I went through and the ups and downs with my mom. You know, it's just been a whirlwind.
Before you became the guy that Magic Johnson's tweeting about.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
That guy.
Jimmy Butler isn't just mentoring you, he's also providing you with coffee. He has started a coffee business in the bubble. He says he's charging $20 a cup. Does he charge you, his teammate, $20?
Yes, but I don't drink coffee, so
okay.
He's not getting my money. He's getting some of my teammates' money. He's not getting my money. I wanted to be part owner. See, people don't know that.
And?
I wanted to be part owner, and he told me no because I didn't know how to make coffee.
Well, I mean, what were you bringing to the table, honestly?
Shout outs.
This face, you could have been the face of the brand.
I could have been the face of Big Face Coffee.
Right, you could have been the face, because he's looking a little scraggly these days.
Yeah, like.
Let's not kid ourselves. Right?
It's whatever though. It's
okay,
cool.
All right. So what are you gonna pull out of your hat next? After you've done the block, now what?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know I was gonna do that. So, but I don't know. The playoffs are meant for great players to make plays, so keep making plays.
Who knows what he will do next? Thank you so much, Bam, for joining the show. To give you an idea of his defensive impact, the Celtics were 0 for 5 when contested by Bam in the fourth quarter and overtime, including, of course, the block. That is some excellent rim protection. As for the Eastern Conference Finals, Vince, which roster would you rather have? The Heat with Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and their young shooters, or the Boston Celtics?
Well, we look at the organizations today. What are they looking for? They're trying to go younger and younger and younger. And I think the Boston Celtics have an array of young guys that are attractive. You look at Tatum, you look at Kemba, and on down the line. I mean, there's so many. Tatum, Brown. Look at this. Who I'm missing? Somebody else. Oh, Gordon Hayward. They have so many guys that you can build around. That I think right now is just that is the attractive. I mean, even Marcus Smart. I mean,
I was gonna say, don't forget
it's just so
Marcus
many. You can
Smart.
just go on and on and on and on. I mean, you just have so many pieces at every position, and that play multiple positions that any coach would love to coach this team.
Yeah, no, I agree with Vince, but this is my thing. If Gordon Hayward were playing, if Gordon Hayward were healthy, I think it would be the Boston Celtics. And even still, it's close. But right now, you have the Miami Heat with a fully healthy roster. They got Kendrick Nunn back. You've got the shooters in Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, who is balling. You added Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, even Kelly Olynyk. You look at this group, and they are too deep at every single position. That's what I really, really like about this team. And so without Gordon Hayward, it's the Miami Heat. So that's the thing. If Gordon's playing, you got to go Boston Celtics. But we haven't seen him in weeks.
But don't you think part of it is that for the Heat with that roster to win, they have to have everyone playing exceptionally. They have to have everyone at their max. Whereas Boston, because they have so much depth with that talent, there are so many guys. Vince just rattling them off just took 30 seconds. That if you have one guy with a bad game,
Tatum's not playing,
it's okay.
Yeah.
If Tatum's not playing, Jaylen Brown. If Jaylen Brown's not playing, you have
Yeah,
but what if they're not shooting?
Tyler's not making shots, you got Duncan Robinson making shots. If he's not making shots, you got Jay Crowder. You only need 2, maybe 3. That's what we talk about with the Lakers. You only need 3 of the 8 supporting cast to actually do something. And that's kind of what the Miami Heat have, is that they have 9 guys that can actually contribute.
Well, it's very close, right? It's very close. That's why this is going to be such a good Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, see? Vince is counting.
Boston, yeah.
I mean, it
no
can go
Gordon
either
Hayward.
way.
There's
All
no
jokes
Gordon
aside,
Hayward.
All jokes aside, it can go either way. It's just, it's just what you, as a coach, what do you want? Do you want a young guy, a young group that you want to bring up, or you want to already establish some veterans and, so on and so forth, like us?
Yeah. Exactly. I like, by the way, at the beginning of all that, Vince, where you said teams are looking to get younger and younger and younger. That is the perspective of a guy